Welcome back. If you've never joined before or you haven't listened, this is the greatest podcast out there. It's certified nonsense. My name's Craig. Today I'm going to take you down a wild, wild ride of my ADHD is what they call it, or ADD. You know, some people call it ADD, some people call it genius. What do you call it? It's just how my brain's wired. I'm your host. If you've ever had 5 projects going on at one time, I call it multitasking, but some people call it ADD. And congratulations, you're probably just like me, or a meth head. They kind of run same circles, baby. They do a lot of shit, but don't get nothing done. Problem is, I get shit done. So, that music you listen to, that is Treaty Oak Revival. They are the best out there right now. If you haven't heard them, you need to play them. That is a great song called One Time Thing. Let's listen to a little bit more of it.
Bring it on back to square one.
It's a West Texas band, baby.
Two-time world line and backward son of a gun. Tell me your name and honey, where are you from? I've been going to this bar for too damn long and I ain't seen you once. Oh, and who you here with? And baby, do you got a man at home? If you ain't got one and you wanna have some fun, I got a place I can go. Yeah, well, I'll be 3 seats to the wind when the lights come on. I got a motel room and a bottle of booze that we can put our name on.
Yeah, baby. That's talking about One Time Thing. One Night Stand, West Texas. You know, if you're on an old rig, I'm sure you've had a one night stand. If not, you did with your Pamela, and her 5 sisters, right? Yeah, you should read my shirt. It is my duty to eat her booty. I mean, what else are you supposed to do while you're down there, right? But let's get back to the show. Let's talk about a reoccurring theme in my life. I stay busy all the time. And for some reason, folks don't understand that. They call it scatterbrained, ADD. I call it attention deficit badass. I call it living with flavor. You ever lived with flavor? I do. So, you ever had 15 projects going on one time and you know where everything's going on, you know what's happening, where everything's at? You just take a break from doing that task, right? They call it ADD, I call it Monday. You ever been mid-conversation and halfway through it, you're thinking, man, did I leave my still running? That's not ADD. That's priorities, people. Priorities. Some people can do more than one task. Now, look, I know what it looks like. One minute I'm brewing up some smooth-ass corn liquor. And the next, I'm under a golf cart covered in grease trying to rig up an old Bluetooth speaker. You know me, Kel. I'm trying to top you every time I can. But I get bored with one task, right? The way I look at it, I come inside, I wash up, play a little Fortnite, stomping some kid from Iowa's ass from 13, having him cry. Then I'm right back at it. Checking on the liquor, checking on my wife, checking on the pool. I'm always busy. People call it squirrel, scatterbrain. I don't know what to call it. The way I look at it is I get shit done. I do start a lot of shit, but I get shit done. That's not ADD. That's diversified skill development. Most of you just don't know how to handle it. Now, I can understand, if you want to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix all day long. I can binge watch 2 episodes of a different show and still get shit done. this is why I bounce between all this stuff. It's simple. I get bored. You ever get bored? You know, it's easy just to sit there, you know, twiddling thumbs. But I just keep it moving. I got an active mind, a restless hands. And when I put them together, that's when the magic happens, baby. You know, minor explosion. Either way, it's entertaining, right? That's how you lesson learn, right? That's how you learn shit. You got to use your hands. You got to do it yourself. I'm not cheap. I just rather figure it out myself. There's been many times I've had to pay somebody to come fix my shit, my fuck ups. But it's very rare, very rare. My brother calls me Southern Engineer. You know, if you don't know what that means, that's rigging. But I will never leave stranded. We will always get home one way or another. Paperclip, rubber band, and a penny. I may start a vehicle. You never know. I may create a charger off your phone. We're not going to be stranded. I'll figure it out. But let's talk about my moonshine. Everybody talks shit. You know, they think it's funny. You know, they see it and they think of, I'm out here in the woods wearing overalls, whistling, playing banjo. I mean, I do play the guitar. My wife laughs. Truth is, it's science, baby. Real freaking science. You have to measure shit. You have to use math. I'm out there mathing. Not mething, mathing. Completely different. One's got an E, the other's got an A, and a lot of other shit to it, you know. But you have to measure the precise temperature. You have to clean the fermentator. You have to make sure it is spotless. Any organism, any bacteria, it's going to ruin it. I don't know if you can hear my fermentator bubbling right now, but I've got 2 5-gallon buckets churning up some good mash right now. It's going to make some good clear liquor. Well, as I should say, since we're in the state of Texas, it's going to make some really good distilled water. But the way I look at it is, I'm Walter White, right? Just on a different level. My friend Nick called me Walter White Jr., which is kind of fucked up since he was a little special needs kid. You know, that just goes to show how my friends think about me. Or that's how they fuck with you, right? You can't deal with getting picked on, and you're probably sitting in a dark room playing video games all the time. Builds up your confidence, right? Beating up on women. You know, you're probably 5'2", thinking you're 5'12". You're wearing, you know, you're probably wearing some lights in your shoes to make you look taller. Yeah, that's what I said, lights. But, you know, anyways, the setup alone takes, you know, hours just to get the still right, just to get it clean. Sanitize the jars, you know. Heating the mash slow, because if you burn it, it's worthless. Everybody likes it. They like that pineapple. Ooh, they like that pineapple. That's the only patient time that I have is getting that mash right? And you know why? Because I know if I rush it, I'm either going to blow up the garage or I'm going to have a lot of jar full of disappointment. Nobody wants that. That's what I had in the beginning, right? That gasoline, that shit was hot. You drink it, it burn all the way down to your toes. But, you know, but as soon as that still's cooking, I'm off. I got hours. I ain't just sitting there watching vapor turn to liquor. Distilled water, that is. You know, so I pivot. That's where I get on the golf cart. You know, there's a lot I could do. I've cleaned my garage probably 900 times. My buddy Mike makes fun of me every time. I'm sorry I don't have a little man cave like you got. That is my man cave out there. Everything's in the right place. It may be unorganized looking. It may be distraught. But I know where shit's at. So, let's talk about the golf cart. I know I've rebuilt that engine at least 6 times or put a new engine in. That's only because I like to make it go faster. It's not that I'm doing anything wrong. But I've rolled it a couple times. But, you know, I've got it all lifted up now. It looks really nice. got a good radio in it. You know, I'm always finding something new on Kel's cart that I got to have, right? He's the one who keeps buying it, so I just copy him. His wife got to love that. He's always trying to one-up me. Problem is, I just wait till he buys it, and then I just copy him. But I've taken that thing apart so many times, it probably thinks it's a Lego set. Everybody in my neighborhood probably thinks it's a Lego set. It's loud, but it runs, you know, it's gas-powered. It'll do wheelies. It'll outrun most carts in the neighborhood. Is that why I did it? No. I did it because it's something to do. I'm not boring. I will never be, you know, when somebody describes me, it'd be boring. Squirrel, you know, misdirection.
We'll be right back.
This segment of the Shit Shows is brought to you today by Meals by Mike. He's the best catering in the DFW Metroplex. You can reach him at 469-441-9970. You can also find him on Facebook at Meals by Mike, all one word. You can find his link on our page, The Shit Shows, Meals by Mike, all one word. Once again, that's Meals by Mike, 469-441-9970. If you need the best, forget the rest. Meals by Mike is your guy. Need a taco bar, wedding, crawfish bowls? He can do it all. Just let him know your flavor. Like I said, he does it all. Don't want to cook for the holidays? He's your guy. Family reunions? Yep, he can do that too. Football tailgates? Why not? Hell, he can be your personal chef if you want. You getting a divorce? He can throw a party. Hell, you got a dead body? Bury that sucker and let him feed the people at the wake. Once again, that's Meals by Mike. Best in the DFW Metroplex, 469-441-9970. Now let's get back to the show. Not focused is not a really true definition of me because I'm always focused on something. Just not for very long, right? I'd install a backup camera if I feel like I need it on my golf cart. Who needs a backup camera on your golf cart? I think Kel installed one because he's stupid. But if you don't know this Kel guy, he's a really good friend of ours in the neighborhood. He's actually one of those guys that you talk to and you feel like you're related to him, right? But when I get stuck, frustrated, I drop a socket wrench where I can't get it. I don't get mad. I just dust off, go inside, turn on the PlayStation. Destroy some Fortnite. Try to get, you know, a little further in college, you know, NCAA. I can't, though. I suck. I used to be dominant at it. But these kids have gotten smarter, quicker, learned a little bit more check moves. I think they'd be cheating, though. You know, if there's a way to cheat, them kids know it. You know, I think AI is playing for them. And they just racking up the points. You know, AI is going to take over the world before you know it. Gaming, is it a waste of time? Not really. Now, if that's all you do, you know, is game and, you know, you don't do anything else, you're not productive or, I don't know, you just lazy, and all you do is sit in your chair and act cool, then, yeah, it's unproductive. But it's also therapy. You know, Call of Duty, you get on here, you murder 300 or 400 people, got to kill shot. That relieves tension. Some people think it's so, you know, they get it, you know, anxiety from playing. Not me. I find that soothing. But I'm not everybody, right? If that was the case, then everybody would be building shit, working with their hands. Just not everybody's out there doing it. You ever been trying to organize a squad of 4 random internet strangers to capture an object? It's almost impossible. They're just as scatterbrained as I am, right? Well, I know my buddy Mike. He can't play duos. I don't know why he don't play. Maybe he just don't want to play with nobody. But the minute, you know, you jump out of the damn boat, he's going in a different direction. But it's okay. He does Mike, right? Well, yes, sometimes I do forget in the middle of replacing a golf cart tire. But guess what? When I come back to it, I've got a better plan, a fresher mind, and maybe a better kill streak. I don't get bored. I don't stay relaxed. If I sit still too long, I'm going to go to sleep. They call it the ADD, right? The argument. So when people say, man, you got ADD, I say, no, I got things to do. They can't comprehend. I feel sorry for them. They tried to get me on medication. It don't do shit. I guess it made me go to sleep. If that tells you anything. Who wants to do that, right? I mean, I like to sleep. I get my good 6 hours a night. But fuck that medication. I can't take pills anyway. Everybody knows about my gout issues. Just because I won't take a daily pill, right? It's so stupid. But double back, I got distracted. So I ended up doing things 4 times at once, 4 things at once. Guess what? That's all getting done. Eventually, I'm in my own twisted, tangled, roundabout way. They're done. Unorganized, but they're done. Next thing you know, I'll be out there cleaning the pool. Gets idea in my mind, then I'm building something. I'm always moving. I'm not saying you need to always be moving, but it wouldn't hurt sometimes. But what are you going to do? Some folks sit and binge watch Netflix for 8 hours. No one blinks. But I can watch 2 episodes of anything I want, get up, rearrange the pantry, tell the boy to take out the trash, build a moonshine thumper. And it's not about finishing everything at once. It's always having something to do. We always had Legos as a kid and just building shit. Some of us did. Some of us couldn't go outside because they're allergic to everything. Because their mama, mama told them that way. But it's because those kids are really fucked up. But what are you going to do, right? My mama said, go outside and play till the lights come on. And if your ass wasn't home, when the street lights come on and you didn't get home after that first whistle, it was definitely your ass. Most kids, today don't even go outside. It's crazy. You don't see bikes in front of yards and, water hoses strung out. You don't see that shit today. Society has changed. And all that does is change our kids. It changes the way they do things. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not great. You can't, the internet's not going to fix the world. They say it's trying, but I just don't believe so, right? I got friends that are not mechanically inclined. They couldn't fix something to save their life, even if they watched 10 YouTube videos of it. They just don't know how the ratchet turns, right? I don't want that to be me. I don't want it to be my kids. If that's the way you want to live, then that's you. You're not helping them out later on in life, for sure. But there is a method to my madness. Let me break it down. The moonshine, that's my legacy, and that's the craft, right? It gives me something to do, and I've got an end product. The golf cart, that's my piece. My ride, my problem to solve, right? That's why I break it, or I can fix it. Video games, that's just my release. If you can't get a release playing Call of Duty and you get all, all anxiety and worked up, I can't help you there. You need to play chess or something, right? And all that random stuff in between, that's just how I keep life a little spicy. People need to stop, pathologically telling every damn thing, not as everything needs to be labeled. Some of us just don't have a buffet of activities. I love it. Doesn't mean I'm broken. It means I'm booked and busy. So maybe you should get booked and busy. Maybe you'll get some more shit done around your house. Or maybe tear the fucking house apart trying to figure out how it works. Like I said, it's a thin line between meth and math, right? Just saying. So let me hit you with the certified nonsense rant of the week, okay? Y'all ever notice how the same people who call you ADD are the ones who haven't changed their shirts in 20 years? Like, I'm sorry, Susan, but maybe if you stopped watching reruns of Matlock and picked up a socket wrench, you wouldn't be so quick to be diagnosing me, motherfucker. Squirrel, right? Stay in your own lane. I'm not hyper. I'm not lazy. I'm creative. And I don't need a doctor. I need a bigger garage. Let's listen to more of that Treaty Oak Revival. What do you think?
I was looking for a one-time thing. I don't want 4 years and a ring.
Treaty Oak Revival.
Because it all just feels the same when I'm looking for a one-time thing. I'm looking for a one-time thing. I don't care if you come the next day. Because it all just feels the same when I'm looking for a one-time thing. Well, I take it all back. Well, every single word that I said. Maybe you got second thoughts in your mind. Maybe you wanna stay instead. Oh, hell, and maybe you're the one. Well, you're the one that I've been looking for. It was a one-night stand after all. You can stay or you can go. Well, I was way too drunk last night to tell the truth. You know the sober mind does a body fine when I'm looking at you. 'Cause I ain't looking for a one-time thing. Maybe I want 4 years and a ring. Because it all don't feel the same when I'm looking for a one-time thing. I ain't looking for a one-time thing. Maybe I care if you come the next day.
Song. I'll tell you what, man. There's another one I'll play it, as we leave for the day. It's really good too. It's called Missed Call. All right. Grown man tip of the week. Don't let anyone shame you for doing things your way, especially if they ain't doing shit. Whether you're building something, playing something, or sipping something, or just tinkering with life, keep doing you. Stay curious, stay busy, stay certified and sane. That's it. Certified nonsense, baby. That's it for today's episode. If you vibe with this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Leave a review, send a message about what you're working on. I love hearing from other busy minds out there. So until next time, keep your hands moving, your steel bubbling, and your PlayStation charged. Peace.
Tried to call you on the telephone. I didn't make it past 3 rings. I tried to think of the perfect things to say to you after the beat. Well, I'm sorry that I'm drunk. I'm sorry what I said. I'm sorry for anything I ever did. But you ain't called back, so I guess I'll get some sleep. And I'm waiting patiently. But you're done and it's plain
Once again,
to
that's-
see that I messed up too much.
Once again, that's
Guess
Treaty
I
Oak Revival.
got lost.
You gotta download this, I'm telling you. Change
And
your
oh
life.
well, I'm drunk as hell. Guess it's so long, dog.